What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, with another edition of Where, Pick, and Dare, where I pick games for the various games that are occurring tomorrow. Whether it's football, baseball, basketball, basically whatever games I want to pick, I will pick them. With all that being said, on with the video. College baseball. Troy Trojans versus Ole Miss Rebels. This is an elimination game in the Men's College World Series. Troy is unranked, 38-31 record. Ole Miss is unranked, 41-22 record. This game's at Omaha, Nebraska. For stats, Troy's a higher batting average, has more runs, hits, home runs, or even. Troy's a higher on base percentage, slugging percentage, ERA, more walks as hits or innings pitched. More walks, Ole Miss has more strikeouts with these stats. Troy's a batting advantage, but Ole Miss has a pitching advantage, so those will offset. I would say with Ole Miss having more wins, less losses, and with them being the SEC and going against better opponents, I think Ole Miss will beat Troy. West Virginia Mountaineers versus North Carolina Tar Heels. This is part of the Men's College World Series. West Virginia's 16 nation, 46-15 record. North Carolina's 5 nation, 51-12-1 record. This game's at Omaha, Nebraska. For stats, West Virginia's higher batting average. North Carolina has more runs. West Virginia has more hits. North Carolina has more home runs, higher on base percentage, slugging percentage, ERA, more walks as hits or innings pitched, more walks and more strikeouts. With these stats, North Carolina's a batting advantage, but neither side has a pitching advantage. With these stats, I would say with the batting advantage, I think North Carolina will beat West Virginia. MLB. Seattle Mariners versus Washington Nationals. The Mariners have 52.9% chance to win. The Nats have 47.1% chance to win. This game's at Washington. First starting pitchers for the Mariners, Emerson Hancock has a career ERA of 4.15, WHIP of 1.23. And for the Nats, Mike Mikolas has a career ERA of 4.32, WHIP of 1.22. So that's not really good pitching for either team. Not really seeing a difference here. For injuries for the Mariners, Brock Rollins on 7 AL, Will Wilson, J.P. Crawford, Cal Raleigh, and Brendan Donovan are on 10 AL. For the Nats, Tower Bomb, Darlene Susana, J.J. Hers, and Max Kranick are on 60 AL, and Jake Irvin's on 15 AL. For stats, Nats have a higher batting average, have more runs, hits. Mariners have more home runs. Nats have a higher on base percentage, slugging percentage, ERA, more walks as hits or innings pitched, more walks. Mariners have more strikeouts. Nats have a higher opponent batting average. With these stats, Nationals have a batting advantage, but Mariners have a pitching advantage. Those will offset. So I say then with the home field advantage, I think the Nationals will beat the Mariners. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Chicago White Sox. The Dodgers have a 64.3% chance to win. The White Sox have a 35.7% chance to win. This game's at Chicago. First starting pitchers for the Dodgers, Emmett Sheehan has a career ERA of 4.06, WHIP of 1.11. And for the White Sox, Eric Fed has a career ERA of 4.92, WHIP of 1.44. So that's not really good pitching for either team. Not really seeing a difference here. For injuries for the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani and Justin Robleski are day to day. Chris Campos is on 7 AL. Brock Stewart's on 15 AL. Tommy Edmonds on 60 AL. For the White Sox, Jordan Hicks, Noah Schultz, Tower Gilbert are on 15 AL. Kyle Teel and Prelander Baroa are on 60 AL. For stats, Dodgers have a higher batting average, have more runs, hits, home runs, higher on base percentage, slugging percentage. White Sox have higher ERA, more walks as hits, range pitched, more walks. Dodgers have more strikeouts. White Sox have a higher opponent batting average. With these stats, Dodgers have a batting and pitching advantage. So I say, despite the home field advantage that the White Sox have with the batting pitching advantages, I think the Dodgers will beat the White Sox. Philadelphia Phillies versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Phillies have a 43.6% chance to win. The Brewers have a 56.4% chance to win. This game's at Milwaukee. First starting pitchers for the Phillies, Christopher Sanchez has a career ERA of 2.99, WHIP of 1.15. And for the Brewers, Kyle Harrison has a career ERA of 4 and a WHIP of 1.28. So that's good pitching for Sanchez, not really good pitching for Harrison. So definite starting pitching advantage for the Phillies. For injuries for the Phillies, Carson DeMartini and Andrew Walling are on 7 AL. Stuart Burrows on paternity leave. Mark Colosbury is on 60-day IL, and Kyle Backus is on 15-day IL for the Brewers. Jared Koenig, Brandon Woodruff, Carlos Rodriguez, Brandon Lock, and Coleman Crow are on 15 AL, and Brandon Lockridge is on 10 AL for stats. Brewers have a higher batting average, have more runs, hits. Phillies have more home runs. Brewers have a higher ERA, higher on base percentage, slugging percentage. Phillies have a higher ERA, more walks of hits and innings pitched. Brewers have more walks and strikeouts. Phillies have a higher opponent batting average. With these stats, Brewers have a hitting advantage. Phillies have a pitching advantage. So those will offset. So I would say, despite the home field advantage that the Brewers have with the starting pitching advantage, I think the Phillies will beat the Brewers. And that's it for picks. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my picks. Do you agree with them? Do you not? If you have different picks, you can put them in the comments. But other than that, please like, subscribe, and all that. Thank you for listening, and look forward to the next video.